Hello all, welcome to ChemEasy. Today we will discuss displacement reaction as well as double displacement reaction. First we go with displacement reaction. In displacement reaction, atom or set of atoms is displaced by another atom in a molecule. Okay, one atom or maybe a set of atoms would be displaced. The meaning of displace means to change its place by some other atom. One element displaces another element. Let's take first the pattern AB reacts with C. Okay, two reactants, one is AB and the second one is C. Now there is displacement here. B and C are interchanged and here we get AC and B which is left out. So one thing only you have to remember, that there is change of place, and the condition which has to be fulfilled is only a more reactive element can replace the other element. Here two elements are there, so we can consider C is more reactive here to displace B. Okay, so someone who is more powerful can change someone else's place. So for this we have to remember the reactivity series for metals. Coming to the reactivity series for metals, so first comes potassium. I have written the symbols on the other side. Then comes sodium, calcium, magnesium, aluminium, carbon, zinc, iron, tin, lead, hydrogen, copper, silver and gold. Okay, the first one is the most reactive and towards the last gold is the least reactive, and we know we use gold and silver as jewelries, so these metals are the least reactive and wouldn't react with any of the things. Okay, so first, to remember the reactivity series, you can just remember this. Please stop calling me a careless zebra. Instead, try learning how copper saves gold. You have to remember the first alphabet, that is P for potassium, S for sodium, C for calcium, M for magnesium, A aluminium, C carbon, Z zinc, I iron, T tin, L lead and so on. Okay, this is what you have to remember if you are asked to write the result of a reaction. Okay, so we have also the reactivity series for non-metals, but here we will be discussing only about metals. As metals we have more reactive to least reactive, similarly we have non-metals also the most reactive to the least reactive ones. So using this we will go with few of the equations. Okay, so first equation, Fe, that is solid Fe, reacts with copper sulfate to give ferrous sulfate and copper. Okay, so copper sulfate is a blue colored solution. As the reaction completes, it will be converted to a green colored or a light green colored solution. So Fe, the one which is more reactive, you can see here Fe, it is more reactive compared to copper, the metal. Okay, only the metals are being exchanged. So what happens, Fe takes the place of copper here and forms FeSO4 ferrous sulfate, and copper is separated as solid. Next, zinc reacts with copper sulfate to give zinc sulfate and copper. Here zinc and copper are being exchanged or displaced. So zinc takes the place of copper and forms zinc sulfate and copper. Next is lead and copper chloride. So lead takes the place of copper, PbCl2. Lead chloride and copper. We know, we again look over here we can see that copper comes towards the least reactive than Fe, Zn or Pb, that is iron, zinc or lead. Okay, so similarly we have sodium nitrate NaNO3 reacts with K, that is potassium, to form potassium nitrate and sodium. So towards the top of the series we see sodium and potassium and sodium, which one is more reactive? You can see potassium is most reactive compared to sodium. So what happens? Potassium displaces sodium and forms KNO3 and sodium. Okay, so this reactivity series is based on the reaction of these elements with air as well as other elements, and then towards the least reactive we have all these elements. Okay, here we complete our displacement reaction, and now we go with the double displacement reaction. The word double means something twice happens here. Okay, occurs when a part of two ionic compounds are exchanged and make two components. Okay, when a part of two ionic compounds, we can just say the simple example of ionic compound is sodium chloride, NaCl. Okay, it is made up of sodium and chlorine together. So they are attracted just because of the opposite charges. Sodium is the cation where chlorine is the anion. So are exchanged. So there is an exchange and two components are formed. So this takes place in aqueous solutions where ions precipitate and exchange of ions takes place. Okay, here we see the pattern AB, first ionic compound, and CD, second ionic compound. Now they are reacting. The first cation A plus reacts with D minus. So A and D are formed together, and B, the anion, reacts with the second cation and forms CB. Okay, two components are formed here. Now let us take the example of sodium sulfate reacting with barium chloride, and we have the formation, this sodium reacts with the chlorine and this barium reacts with sulfate. So we have barium sulfate, that is solid, which is precipitated. This arrow shows precipitation, and whether if it is down it is precipitation, if it is up the gas is evolved. Okay, so NaCl, twice NaCl aqueous. So one of the substance would be a solid and it would precipitate. Precipitate would be in the form of solid, white, insoluble. That thing wouldn't be soluble in the solution and it would be just setting towards the down. Okay, if you have a test tube, you can see after mixing up, you will see the white things down, settle down in the test tube after the reaction is completed. So one of the substance would be here in solid. Let's take another example. KBr reacts with AgNO3 silver nitrate to form KNO3 potassium nitrate and silver bromide. Okay, so this K and NO3 reacts together, Ag and Br reacts together. Sodium sulfate reacts with strontium chloride to give sodium chloride and strontium sulfate. Okay, so these are the precipitate. So precipitation reaction is a double displacement reaction. So both displacement reaction as well as double displacement reaction is quite clear to you. Thank you so much. Stay tuned. Bye bye.